Welcome to Young Black Lives on It. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. As the title indicates, in this video, I will be covering the stories of 6 children who unfortunately lost their lives in November 2022. Let me know your thoughts about these cases in the comment section below. On the afternoon of November 16, 2022, Hagerstown police officers were called to the 8 p.m. Inn and Suites on Dual Highway. The caller stated that a hotel employee found 2 bodies in a hotel room. Sadly, they were later identified as 40-year-old Elise and her 4-year-old daughter, Khori Ashton. Court documents detailed that the victims were laying in bed when they were wounded in the head. Based on hotel surveillance footage, a male suspect was holding the child when they walked into the hotel 2 days prior. A few hours later, he left wearing a mask and packed up his items using a luggage cart. The following day, police arrested 22-year-old Javon Hines after tracking him down in Elkridge. Loved ones said the two had only been dating for a few weeks. Hines faces multiple charges, including 2 counts of first-degree fatality. On November 20th, 2022, just before 3 p.m., Richmond officers were called to the 2800 block of Poplar Street for a report of discharges. When they arrived, they found a teen unresponsive with injuries. Sadly, he was pronounced gone at the scene. Authorities later identified him as 16-year-old Tyrae Clanton of Richmond. Anyone with information about this case is urged to call lead detective Cameron List at 804-541-2284. If you wish to remain anonymous, you can contact the Hopewell Prince George Crime Solvers hotline at 804-541-2202 or provide your tip using the P3 Tips mobile app. Emergency services in Nottingham, UK were called around 3:17 a.m. on November 20th, 2022 regarding a fire which they managed to extinguish by 4 a.m. The flames had ripped through the first floor flat in the 2-story residential building. 28-year-old Fatoumatta Hydara and her 2 daughters, 1-year-old Naeemah and 3-year-old Fatimah Drammeh, were transported to Queen's Medical Center. Unfortunately, shortly after their arrival, both girls were pronounced gone. The children's father and Haidara's husband, 40-year-old Abu Bakr Drammeh, visited the scene of the fire the following day after arriving in the UK from the US. He then headed to the hospital to be with his wife. Unfortunately, 2 days following the fire, Fatoumatta, who had been on life support since arriving at the hospital, passed away. Smoke inhalation has been cited as the causes for each of their passing. The father revealed that he was in the process of securing visas for his family who were due to join him for a new life in the USA, where he works as a biomedical technologist. His 40th birthday was the day after all 3 were pronounced gone. Following a fatality inquiry after a joint fire and police investigation concluded, it was determined that the fire was started deliberately. Nottinghamshire police announced that they launched a triple fatality investigation. A 31-year-old man from Clifton was taken into custody on the night of the fire. Police were granted an additional 36 hours to interview him and subsequently charged 31-year-old Jamie Barrow with the fatalities. He is scheduled to face trial on May 22, 2023. 16-year-old Mayana Jones was reported missing on November 2, 2022 in Wilmington, North Carolina. She was last seen around 5:30 a.m. the previous day and would have turned 17 on November 11th. The investigation into her disappearance led to a 2-week-long search at the New Hanover County landfill However, unfortunately, Mayana was found gone 15 days later in Pender County. Mayana Jones, her half-brother, and his girlfriend Randy Johnson were charged in connection to the teen's passing. Jones was charged with first-degree fatality and was already in custody on unrelated charges of first-degree kidnapping, first-degree rape, and assault by strangulation. Johnson was charged with felony obstruction of justice. Additionally, 61-year-old Judy McKnight, Jones's grandmother, was also charged with felony obstruction of justice and was issued a $100,000 secured bond, which was posted. Ironically, she is a co-founder of Mothers in Mourning. On November 8, 2022, around 5:30 p.m., Jayz Agnew was doing yard work as a part of his chores in the Washington, D.C. suburb of Hillcrest Heights. As he raked leaves, the 13-year-old was wounded in the head and arm. His father, who had been doing yard work with him, had stepped away to start dinner when he heard discharges, prompting him to run back, only to find his son lying on the ground. Police and EMS responded to the 2100 block of Jameson Street, and the teen was rushed to Children's Hospital in critical condition. Neighbors reported that they heard between 5 and 7 discharges, and one of them said he saw a car speed away. The boy's father also said he too heard a vehicle speed away. Sadly, 3 days later, the boy's mother, Juanita Andrew, announced that Jayz had passed away. The 8th grader was described as a loving, gentle child whose only squabbles were with his little sister Aliyah over video games. His heartbroken mom said while he was very playful, he was never disrespectful or rude. Jay's family is raising funds for legal and investigative expenses and vowed not to stop until justice is served. Prince George's County Police do not believe that Jayz was the intended target and are offering a $25,000 reward for information in the case. They still don't have a suspect or motive in the senseless incident. Anyone with information is asked to call 301-516-2512 or 1-866-411-TIPS. That's 1-866-411-TIPS. These are ongoing cases, and I hope that justice is soon served. The respective GoFundMe links can be found in the description of this video. Please keep their family and friends in your thoughts and prayers. May the family and friends of Khori, Ashton, and Elise, Tyrie Clanton, Fatimah and Naeemah Drammeh and Fatoumatta Hydara, Mayana Jones, and Jayz Agnew find solace in the happy memories, and may their souls rest in perpetual peace. Thank you.